Arsenal are working to get new players. Leandro Trossard left to join Besiktas for 18 million euros plus 2 in add-ons, and now Christos Tzolis, the name I always gave you, I told you, Trossard out, Tzolis in. Tzolis is a new Arsenal player, and it's a here we go. Agreement done on a 40 million euros deal. This is the transfer fee that Arsenal will pay to Club Brugge. Basically, there was almost no negotiation because the asking price was always 40. Bruges didn't want to negotiate on that, and Arsenal decided to pay the asking price. Also because two clubs, one in Italy, one in Germany, over the last 2-3 weeks tried to enter the deal, tried to understand if Arsenal were being too slow on Tzolis to get the player, but then the final decision made by the player was clear. The player told all these clubs, I'm sorry, thanks, but I want to go to Arsenal. Only Arsenal, and now the deal is in place. Tzolis will sign a long-term contract in the next days, medical test and contract signing also booked, and so new winger for Mikel Arteta, Christos Tzolis from Club Brugge. But Arsenal are not done at all. Arsenal will be busy and busy and busy. Let's see what's going to happen with Saliba, but the injury looks something serious. Then in midfield, we know they want to do something. And then, important to mention, for the winger position, I maintain my information. And the player Arsenal want to add as a new winger is, from my information, still Morgan Rogers. Advanced conversations on player side, no issues on contract terms, the personal terms are almost agreed.
Arsenal fans, buckle up, because this might be the biggest 48 hours of the entire summer window. A deal is agreed, a massive bid is coming, and there's a genuine injury crisis brewing at the back. 3 huge stories, 1 video, and I'm giving you everything right now. So stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll know exactly where Arsenal's squad stands going into next season. Tzolis confirmed. Let's start with the deal that's actually done. Arsenal have agreed a fee with Club Brugge for winger Christos Tzolis, and multiple outlets, Sky Sports, The Athletic, and ESPN among them, are lining up around a figure of roughly £34 million, a Belgian Pro League record fee. The 24-year-old Greece international is being brought in as the direct replacement for Leandro Trossard, who's already completed his move to Besiktas. Tzolis has been sensational for Brugge, and Sky Sports reports that once he heard Arsenal, the Premier League champions, were interested, he only wanted this move. This is Arteta's 3rd signing of the summer, following the permanent capture of Piero Hincapié and backup keeper Illan Meslier. Rogers' bid incoming. Now here's the one that could define Arsenal's entire window. Trusted journalist Ben Jacobs is reporting that Arsenal are set to bid for Morgan Rogers after already holding talks with both the player and Aston Villa. Crucially, Sky Sports confirms this Rogers pursuit is completely independent of the Tzolis deal. Arsenal aren't choosing between the two, they want both. Villa are said to value Rogers around £130 million, while Arsenal are hoping to get a deal done closer to £100 million. Chelsea and Manchester United are reportedly monitoring the situation too, but the player himself is understood to favour a move to the Emirates, Saliba injury and Konsa link. And now the story that's got every Arsenal fan nervous. William Saliba picked up a back injury playing for France in their World Cup semi-final against Spain, and reports out of France now suggest surgery is being considered, with Arsenal bracing for him to potentially miss 4 to 5 months of the new season. That is a huge blow before a ball's even been kicked competitively. In direct response, Arsenal have already registered interest in Aston Villa centre-back Ezri Konsa as cover, with reports suggesting the club could now accelerate that pursuit given the urgency of the situation. So, to recap in 30 seconds, Tzolis agreed and basically done. Rogers, a bid incoming any day now. Saliba facing a lengthy spell out. Konsa, the emergency response. 3 separate deals, 1 defensive crisis, all happening at once. Now let's dig into every single one of these properly, because there's a lot more detail you need to know. Let's go back to Tzolis first, because this deal has been building for weeks. Back on June 12th, it was first reported Arsenal were exploring a move worth around €40 million. Before that, Arsenal had actually tried for Juventus winger Kenan Yildiz, but were told firmly he wasn't for sale. So the recruitment team pivoted, and Tzolis quickly rose to the top of the list. Remember, Crystal Palace tried to sign him last summer too, and Brugge rejected that approach outright, which tells you how highly rated he is. Instead, Tzolis signed a contract extension through 2029 and just kept improving. Last season alone, he was directly involved in 40 goal contributions across all competitions for Brugge as they won the Pro League title. He's primarily a left winger, but can also operate centrally as a number 10, which gives Arteta real tactical flexibility. He can compete with Gabriel Martinelli, and reports suggest Martinelli himself could now be available for transfer as a result. This a smart 24-year-old prime-age reinforcement, and it directly replaces the goals and creativity Arsenal are losing with Trossard's exit. Now onto the one that really has the fan base buzzing. Morgan Rogers. This has been building for weeks. Ben Jacobs has consistently called Rogers Arsenal's leading target for the left wing or number 10 role, and has said Arsenal fully expect to get this deal done. What's changed now is the concrete next step. Talks have already been held with both Rogers himself and Aston Villa directly. That's a serious signal. It means this isn't just scouting or speculation anymore, it's active business. On the numbers, Villa's valuation sits around £130 million, but Arsenal's camp are hopeful of negotiating that down closer to the £100 million mark, possibly in the region of what Manchester City paid Nottingham Forest for Elliot Anderson. Villa have already recouped funds this summer after selling Yuri Tielemans to Manchester United and Lucas Digne to PSG, which could make them more open to negotiation. Though Villa are also determined not to be undervalued given Rogers' importance to their Champions League push last season. Rogers contributed 14 goals and 11 assists across competitions in 2025/26, and he's shown he can play across the front line, which is exactly the kind of versatility Arteta prizes. If Arsenal get this over the line, it's arguably the marquee signing of their entire window. Now, the part fans don't want to hear, but need to. Saliba's back issue isn't new. He'd been carefully managing it through the back end of last season, but he aggravated it badly during France's World Cup semi-final defeat to Spain and had to be substituted early, visibly in pain. Reports from L'Equipe now suggest surgery is a real possibility, with recovery time potentially stretching to 4 or 5 months. Depending on timing, that could realistically mean Saliba misses the opening months of the new Premier League campaign entirely. For a title-chasing side, losing your first-choice, world-class centre-back for that long is a genuine emergency, not a minor inconvenience. That's exactly why Ezri Konsa's name has resurfaced so quickly. Arsenal have already expressed direct interest, according to The Guardian, and Villa value him at around £60 million, with Arsenal reportedly hoping to negotiate closer to £35 million. Konsa's versatility is a big part of the appeal. He can play across the backline and even at right-back, which gives Arteta options beyond just replacing Saliba like for like. The timing matters too. Villa have already lost Tielemans Digne and could be without Amadou Onana for a spell through injury, which may make them less resistant to a Konsa sale if the price is right. Worth noting, this isn't confirmed as a bid yet. It's interest and expected acceleration, so there's still a way to go before it's done. What this means for Arteta's squad. So, let's zoom out. If all three of these move in Arsenal's favour, you're looking at a front line refreshed with Tzolis and potentially Rogers, giving Arteta genuine competition and depth across the left side and number 10 role, areas that were previously overly reliant on Martinelli and Trossard. Defensively, losing Saliba for months would normally be catastrophic, but if Konsa arrives quickly, Arsenal at least have proven Premier League cover rather than throwing a youngster in against the toughest fixtures of the season. The recruitment team, under real pressure, are responding fast rather than panicking. That in itself should give fans some confidence. The bigger question is financial. Can Arsenal realistically land Rogers and Konsa in the same window on top of Tzolis? That's the number to watch over the next 2 weeks. So, Gooners, I want to know what you think. Are you excited about Tzolis as the long-term Trossard replacement? Do you think Arsenal get Rogers done at £100 million, or does Villa hold out for their £130 million valuation? And how worried are you about Saliba missing potentially half a season? Drop your predictions in the comments below. I read every single one. If you want the moment either of these deals gets confirmed, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because I will have it here first. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.